You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard, you liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out, and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
We are all the way live. Happy Monday. You're tuned in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Broughton, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host,
The BD, and we welcome you to the program. And I'd like to say that we'd like to start off by saying that if you want to make a donation to this program, Hood Research, you can make your checks payable to R.J. Watkins, WHPR, but they will be credited to this show, and your donations can be sent to P.O. Box 4416, Detroit, Michigan 48204. Again, that's P.O. Box 4416, Detroit, Michigan 48204. That's for any donations that you'll make to keep this program on air. We do appreciate it. And we'd like to send out a shout-out to some of our very faithful viewers, listeners, and contributors. I'd like to say hello to Sheila, Ruth Ann, Jackie, Brother Fred, Sister Renee, Cheryl D., Brother Smith Bay, Errol Griffin. I hold you in high esteem, brother, for keeping us going. And Theo, who have you seen lately?
Oh, man. It's such a long list of things that are going on. Dr. Nera Vetler was here this past weekend, and some of you remember he is the heart surgeon from Ohio who has written the book Salt Kills. And many of you have had an opportunity to receive that book and to talk with him and ask questions. And this past Friday, it was really neat. The meeting, he was on with Maureen Taylor and Marion Kramer, and she got so many calls. And I think she was really excited and surprised that not just that she got calls, but to confirm that there are so many people who tune in to hear Maureen Taylor on Friday evenings at 7 p.m. right here at WHPR. That was very heartwarming. Anyway, I had an opportunity to introduce him to a young lady by the name of Nina Turner, whom I met. She's campaigning for governor of the state of Ohio. And so that was good. And the state representative, Betty Cook Scott, I introduced him to her and to Reverend Sheffield, and there was somebody else who was there. Oh, Attorney Williams, who was there also. I introduced him to him. So we were there for the program this past weekend. And sadly, there were so many things going on as well because Sylvia Moy's funeral was this past Saturday. And Paul Reiser, who is one of the arrangers with her over the years, was there. I did get a chance to talk with him. And it just, I don't know, it was one of those things where you were happy and you were sad because there were many good things that were happening. And I do understand clearly, like the rest of the world, that people have to die. And it was just sad to lose her. And she is, if there's one person that you can credit with making Stevie Wonder a multimillionaire is Sylvia Moy, who is the writer of the song My Cherie Amour. And I had to say hello to Val and to Sam, also to Les, and I saw Hassan and Carl over the past weekend as well, and good morning to Henry and Ron and Barbara. Hurry up and get well, and to Vera. But it's just so heartwarming to know that there are many people who care about our community, who are getting involved in the various events and community meetings. There was an event down at the museum. There's just so many things going on. There was a speak out on the mayors and by the mayors, and seems that the current mayor wanted a photo op, so he went to Sylvia Moy's funeral. Anyway, it's encouraging to know that people are learning more about the way their lives are being impacted and how they need to get involved. They need to take part in what's going on, and especially in the election process. And even when somebody says their vote doesn't count, they are so wrong, because if they don't vote, they have actually voted. So not knowing that, not understanding how the process works, does us all a disservice. So we will continue to do all that we can to share as much information as we can and encourage others to do the same.
You know, they always speak about an informed electorate. A few things going on here, Theo. Our lines are full.
Oh.
Our guest is here, but I want to read these two quick bills real fast
Okay.
because I think there's a lot of bills here, but these two I think are very pertinent to what's going on. The first bill is, well, they don't even have it as a number. It's called HJR space M, which is to approve a constitutional amendment to eliminate the State Board of Education, the Superintendent of Public Instruction, and the state boards for public, community, and junior colleges, and allow the governor to appoint education department directors.
Oh,
That's why I
Lord.
brought it up. And the second thing, which I understand has been going on for a while, but hasn't, I guess, gained any traction, is it's called HJR space N. Approve a constitutional amendment to reduce the number of members in the House of Representatives from 110 to 76. And this is sponsored by Representative Mike McCready, who's a Republican from Birmingham. And I just want to bring those two things up because I thought it was very interesting.
Oh, definitely. Oh, you got to put a red circle around that, because it means that if the number of representatives is reduced, the district is increased. And when the district is increased, we already have the redistricting that's set up for the benefit of those who are not supportive of Detroit. But we will take a break right now while you marinate on that. We'll be back in a moment. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback, feedback, feedback.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard, you liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him.
All right, all the way live right here at WHPR. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research And Thabiti and I now have our guest with us in the person of Roy McAllister. And we want you to hear some good news about Roy McAllister. All ready, Thabiti?
Let's go.
All right, go ahead. What you
Okay,
got?
Roy McAllister is Master of Human Relations from the Master's degree of Human Relations from the University of Oklahoma, a bachelor's in Criminology and Criminal Justice from Eastern Michigan University. He's a homeboy graduate from Detroit McKenzie High School. I got to say it because I got a lot of friends from McKenzie High, including family.
Okay.
Fellowship from Michigan State University Political Leadership Program. Investigator, Federal Defender Office, Eastern District of Michigan. He's a retired Detroit Police Department commander in the homicide section. Also, retired U.S. Army and Army Reserves, a regional commander of Northern Province of Iraq, the adjunct professor of ITT Technical Institute and University of Phoenix, president of the Greenwich Park Association, past president of Eastern Michigan University Black Alumni Association. He's got a lot of credentials. Let me just corral it, saying board member of Eastern Michigan University National Alumni Association, former first vice chair Wayne County Black Caucus, precinct delegate number 235, Michigan member of the Michigan Democratic Party, member of Michigan Democratic Black Caucus, union worker and member, awarded top secret clearance, Detroit Police Department, United States Army, U.S. State Department, Department of Justice, and deacon at Cedar Christian Church, married for 24 years to Dr. Polly A. McAllister, 2 sons, 2 granddaughters, Victoria and Sarah, and we welcome you.
Thank you so
Very
much.
accomplished,
One thing we want to say is I'm a lifetime member of Hood Research
Yay!
as well. Yes.
And I want everybody to know that today, April the 24th, is his birthday.
Thank you
might
so
not
much.
want me to tell anybody
Thank you
that,
so much.
but it's his birthday. Okay.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Thank you so much. First of
Yeah.
all, I want to say it's always a blessing to be here again for another birthday, and I want to give my condolences to the Moyer family.
Yeah.
You know, when that era was coming, you know, Detroiters was proud.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of things that was going on. We had a lot of recognition, not only nationwide but worldwide. And we have been taken into such disservices and disingenuation regarding our city of Detroit. And you know, it's just annoying to look at back where we were and where we're still trying to struggle to get back to.
Right. Well, we have some people that have been on the line. Let's see. Who's that?
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
I'm on my way in the house, so I'll be watching you on TV 90 Comcast.
All right.
/phone. It's your birthday. It's your Earth Day. I want you to enjoy it every day, always.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Sylvia.
All right. And we got to look out for all this lynching and pimping that's going on, encouraging these people and senior citizens to vote their own demise and put the criminal elites in instead of our men and women that are non-criminal and of color.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call. I will continue to watch and listen.
Okay.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
very
calling
much.
in.
You're welcome. Love you all.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? You're on the air, caller.
Hello, Roy. This is Al, and I just wanted to say
Yeah.
happy birthday on a very special day for you.
Thank you so much, there, Brother Martin. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
Theo, let me just say that I was listening to your comments earlier, and I couldn't agree more with you. Detroiters have pride in their vote, and Roy's candidacy for city council is going to restore the Detroiters' pride in coming out and putting people in office who have as their main concern improving the quality of life for residents in the city of Detroit. People know that Roy is going to do that, and that's why he is going to be on our city council next time this year. So let me once again, Roy, say happy birthday, and thank you so much for your candidacy, and the very best of luck during this campaign.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You couldn't have said it, my campaign, so more better than me. Thank you.
Thank you for
Take
calling.
care and have a good day.
All right. Thank you for calling in. The numbers here, are they scrolling across the screen? 868-4336-313. 868-4336. They should be scrolling across the screen shortly. And I'm glad that he mentioned the fact that you are campaigning for the Detroit City Council. I can think of no one, especially with that list of accolades, better to be on the City Council. We desperately, I need to underline that word, desperately need a check and balance system. And tell us about the area in which you are campaigning and what your platform is about.
Thank you. The area is District 2. District 2 is actually about 12 miles. From the east to the west, it goes from Southfield to John R., which is 8.8 miles. From the north to the south, it goes from 8 Mile to a little bit past Chafontaine in that area, and that's 3.3 miles. And a lot of times people do not really understand, because there's so many borders between 2, 1, 7, and 3, that I tell folks that if you live in zip codes 48203, 48221, 48227, 48235, or 48238, I am your candidate for Detroit City Council District 2.
Okay, give those zip codes again slowly.
Yes.
If I live in 48203,
48203,
I can vote for you.
You can vote for me. If you live in 48221, you can vote for me. If you live in 48227, you can vote for me. If you live in 48235,
I can vote for you.
Yes, ma'am. Or if you live in 48238, I am your candidate for Detroit City Council. And you know, the fact is that I ran in 2013, and I made it to the general, and I was going to run again at large, because that's what I ran for then. And then a lot of people who actually say, you know, why don't you just run a district and represent us? And you can do some of the same things, even more powerful, because you have a constituency if you run in a district as opposed to at large. And that was something to think about. So I decided not to run last year in the special election and put all my efforts into this election. So therefore, I never stopped being engaged. And, you know, I've been out to the community association meetings. In fact, one of the things in my community association, which I'm president of Greenwich Park, is during the public lighting era, I will call it, they were just going to throw up any type of lighting system. The work was going to have wiring going all kind of ways. And myself and a group of others in the area, we went down to the Public Lighting Authority Board on several different occasions. And what we did was we continuously told them we are not accepting the plan that they're going to present to us in our communities. And we caused them to change their plan 5 times before we accepted it, and it became our right. Now, there still was an issue as far as the underground wiring, which they said was supposed to have been phase 1, but we know what happened to a lot of those folks that was there at that time. So it's been always about fighting for the community. I've looked at issues from the state fairgrounds, that issue that's going on with the development over there, the Johnson Record Center, that issue that's going on over there. We have the Dexter Elmhurst Center. Those issues are going over there, and the Avenue of Fashion. We look at that, And my thing is, when do we become inclusive? They're bringing all these plans and all these programs in without the input of the community. And so that has to stop. And a lot of things is coming down, and our current representative is not informing the people as far as what's coming down, what's funding is there. You can't find them. He's missing in action. And so therefore, the people just want somebody to have that they can reach out to and express their concerns, and someone that's going to be at the council table that's going to say, I'm here for the voice of the people. So these are the things that we're looking at. And one of the other things that I want to do and is have the accessibility to the people. Ms. Brown, you know, in 2012, we went to districts.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, that means that you're supposed to be in the area. So, you know, what I'm doing is now people have to take time, spend their gas, drive downtown, park. Hopefully they don't receive one of those $45 tickets.
Oh, yeah.
They go in, they have 2 to 3 minutes to say what they have to say, and it's a thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir. Then they get back in their car and they go back. Well, I want to eliminate all that. That's why I'm opening up my campaign, which is going to be the district office. Their district office is going to be at 11,000 McNichols and Myers. It's a great building. In fact, you told me about that building. And it's historical, and really it has a lot of black historical history to that building. So we will be there, and I'm inviting folks to come on down and join us, and let's get our district back.
Right, right. You know, first I want to ask you if you have heard anything about the property in or around the state fairground that I believe the gentleman's name is Joel Ferguson and Magic Johnson, and there was a third person who had an idea for a project there.
Warren Beatty.
Warren B. Who?
Beatty. Mr. Beatty. Marvin Beatty.
Oh, Marvin. Okay.
Yes, I said Warren Beatty.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
right.
of the actor.
Yeah,
I meant Marvin Beatty.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so-
I've been very much the State Fairgrounds Coalition, Development Coalition. I've been very much involved with them.
Oh,
and the
okay.
problem with that is those gentlemen that we named, their organization is called Magic Plus LCC. And they've had that property from the state of Michigan for about 4 years now and haven't done a thing on it. Now, you know, if any one of us has some property that we received from the state and we were just sitting on it, powers that be would either tell us to put up or shut up. But they've been allowed to continuously, and I think it's a financial issue with them, but whatever the issue is, there's no development that's being done on that property.
Are they being blocked? That does happen.
No. It's just the fact. Well, I'll say it like this: you have the Expo, which is part of the State Fair Development Coalition. They have an excellent development plan, and Magic Plus has looked at some of the things that are accepted in that plan and taken into it, but it's not necessarily being blocked. They do not have the funding to do everything that they want and need to do. That's the major issue.
I can't imagine with Magic Johnson being involved. They don't have enough money or enough leverage to be able to make it happen. That's
Well, to
right.
his credit, Magic Johnson really has stepped aside from that program.
I see.
Because one of the things that he was going to bring in was the theaters. Now, there's still going to be a 20-screen theater, which is in the plans to bring to that facility, but Magic has really stepped aside from that project. But it's still named Magic Plus LCC.
Right. That there's some, but there's some funding that you have to put up to hold the land.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We have some callers.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
So it doesn't spit.
Oh, good morning. This is Dee Dee. I'm viewing you on my cell phone. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks. For
if you want to work at on a campaign, this is one of the most brilliant strategists as a candidate. I mean, I'm so impressed with the way he does things, and it's methodical, and it's well planned, and it's the way he runs his campaign is the way he runs the city of Detroit as a councilman. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I mean, he's amazing. and he sits back, and it's not just, okay, I'm going to do this now. He plans it, and even getting the signatures. Okay, his strategy is brilliant, and I've been with a lot of campaigns in my lifetime, going all the way back even before Coleman Young, his first campaign. So I want to take my hat off to him. But I have a question. There's I can't think of the name. I'm having a senior moment as always. Over there by 6 Mile, Livernois, over the Green Line, down to Puritan, that project that they're going to get $5 million to. I saw that in Cranes.
Are you talking about the Fitzgerald project?
Yes.
Yes.
Your opinion on that? Because I saw that that at the very end they decided to throw in housing after the residents over there pitched one, and they're going to throw in 115 houses and tear down 16. That article said, and only 20% will be affordable housing, but mostly it's going to be forests and gardens, and they're trying to make this into a wilderness.
What?
Your opinion on that? Yeah, I mean, a hub, and then they're going to have, like, vacant, the lots are going to be all gardens and stuff. Mm-hmm. This is what they're doing to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
okay, your opinion on that?
Well, the first thing is that we need substances that's going to bring in taxable so that we can have good services. That's the first thing. Lolita Haley, who is the president of Fitzgerald Community Association, is very much involved with what's going to be structured in there. And again, it goes back, and I thank you for that question, because it goes back to when do we become inclusive? Because they want to implement things that really does not necessarily involve or is accepted by the community. And as I was stating, we have this with the Avenue of Fashion. We have this with Fitzgerald Project, Dexter Elmhurst Project, all these projects that should be, and of course should be bought in, but it's almost like they're just forcing it down our throat. And see, when I'm in office, I'm not going to have that. You're just gonna tell the people what you want as opposed to what the people want. We have people that have been there for 40 plus years in those areas, and now you're going to tell them how they should live? I mean, that's unconstitutional to me. How you do that?
Are they trying to turn us into farmers? And if they're trying to turn us into farmers, what type of income are you going to have in the wintertime when there's no farming to do? I don't understand what they're trying to do.
I
understand it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's a part of gentrification, Dee Dee. It truly is.
And the company that they're using to do the homes and stuff like that, they've got like a $90 million contract over here, another $100 million. They're putting a measly $5 million over in that neighborhood. When other neighborhoods are getting like $90 million.
I was going to mention that.
Yes, yes.
$5 million is not enough for rehabbing. What did you say? 15 homes? How many homes?
115, and they're going to tear down 16.
Yeah,
and that's going to leave about 99 homes.
No.
It's not.
It's not
acceptable.
It's not enough for that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you.
Okay,
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Next.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes, Tyrone, and I'm calling over my phone.
Okay.
I'm watching you over the internet. I'm sorry.
No problem.
When I looked at Big Box that Magic was talking about building theaters and stuff out there, the power structure through the news media went through all holy hell. And I understand, and the reason they went through holy hell that he backed up is that they have another plan for that. When they do extend the rails, that is supposed to be one giant parking lot in the future. So when the suburbians come in, they park their cars, get on the train, and zoom downtown because they can't. All those activities, they cannot have cars. That's why that there is no development there. Yeah. Secondly, when you look at the area over on Fitzgerald, when you look at the income of the fast food workers, who's the majority of low-wage service workers in Detroit, they make $8 and on the average $8.90 an hour. $8.90 an hour is 10,000, just round off dollars a year, and they pay 83.9% of their income in rent. So the people of Detroit, they cannot even, and banks are not giving loans. People in Detroit cannot afford homes, so they got to have another program than that program that Duggan provided over there at Fitzgerald. But the last thing I want to say to you is that I'm disturbed by the state treasurer since 2015 collecting the income tax and processing it. Also, I'm disturbed when you see that the Financial Review Board having the final say of any matter in Detroit that overrides the city council and the mayor. So under those conditions, I ask, do our vote really count unless we fight the second-class citizenship we're in? And any candidate that runs must use their campaign to organize the people against that what's coming out of Lansing, because you will not have any power at all because the review board and the Secretary of Treasury got all powers now over the city of Detroit. And I want to know what your guests think about that.
Okay, well, first, wait. First of all, you talk about the toy train zooming. It can't zoom anywhere. It only goes 7 miles an hour, and it appears to me that the state fairground being used as a parking lot, and I've heard that as well. The holdout might be a good way to drain them of their income on this project that they want to hold through. Thank you so much for that, Tyrone. Go ahead, Roy.
Tyrone, you bring out some excellent points, but you have to also understand that, you know, the people from the State Fairgrounds Development Coalition, they are very instrumental and very engaged as far as what goes on with that property. And a lot of things have not been done and been stopped because of them, because they're not going to just accept anything. Now, you also have to understand that on that property you have an international railroad track. So that's why the state is involved as well. When you talk about as far as development and fighting not only the mayor but the governor, see, you have to understand that the process starts now. And that's some of the things that I'm looking at, because next year, 2018, is our gubernatorial election. And I plan to be on the forefront as a council member, finding out who's running and what their policies are. And then, because, you know, when you look at it, Detroit has been, in the past, has been not only instrumental in the elected officials in Detroit, but in Lansing, and when you talk about it, technically all over the world. You talk about during the time of Coleman Young, how much impact he had when Jimmy Carter was president. So that's a lot. And see, we need to gain that type of respectability and a type of voice back again.
Right.
So it starts right here at home and it moves throughout the state and this country. So those are the things that I'm planning to do. But you're absolutely correct. There's a lot of things that they are clowning around with that I'm just not going to accept. And see, you have to understand, the state fairgrounds is in my district, so I just love it. I'm ready for the fight. You know, I really am, because right now, you know, people can tell you to go pound pavement when you're not in those positions. No matter how much we walk and how much it makes an impact, but when you're in a seat, they're not going to necessarily be too acclimated to tell you go pound pavement. Right. Because you're going to say, I want this done, and I want to know when it's going to be done. And then another thing is about this development stuff is we have to stop hiring these developers, first of all, that don't look like us. And second of all, hold them accountable. Because if they build or develop something and it falls apart in a year, then they should be held accountable to come back, repair, fix, whatever it is, without charging the city of Detroit. Right. So we need to, you know, all this nonsense, and I just can't understand our council, you know, that just allows the stuff to just go on and get along. You know, yes, their powers are limited, but they still have powers in other areas. You know, and they're not utilize them. If you read that charter, you will be very effective.
Yeah. Definitely. And I recommend that people acquire a charter. The city charters are available at the clerk's office. They used to be $6 each. I don't know what the cost is today, knowing the clerk. But anyway, everybody should own a Detroit city charter.
It's important to be an informed electorate, for sure. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yeah, how you doing? My name is I Vitamin.
Thanks for calling.
And I just wanted to say happy birthday to Mr. McAllister.
Thank you so
and
much.
I also want to let people know, besides him running for office, what kind of character this man has. This man helped me without the slightest hesitation, and did what he did for me. And that's why I'm behind him 101%. And you talked about State Fair. You need to take a little bit more further. People need to look at 8 Mile and John R., the 6 Mile and John R., and look at that area. That's ridiculous for people to live, Ms. Burton. You need to see that. That's a shame. And see, a man like Mr. McAllister, he'll attack that.
Wow. Well, we'll be looking forward to that. And I hope that people understand that they need someone who is not afraid to fight on their behalf. And somebody who is...
There's nothing to be afraid about. You can't ask people to just go out and live any kind of way because it doesn't make any sense. You know, we live here, and we're entitled to better.
I agree with you. I thank you so very much.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with you.
We appreciate you calling in with that information.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
All right.
We'll go to the next caller. If I can sum up Brother Roy McAllister in one word, I would say integrity.
Thank you.
I would use that above all.
I second that emotion.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you give us your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes. Good morning, fellow patriots. Les and Channel 91 Comcast.
Good morning, Les.
Hey, good morning, Theo and Kabidi, and a happy birthday, Roy McAllister.
Thank you, sir.
He's one of my Facebook friends, so I already know he was his birthday was today.
Yep.
And,
thank you.
What you just turned 22, Roy?
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Well, Roy is he's not looking for a job. He's got one, and that's what we these elected officials out here doing now. They're looking for a job. Well, Roy's been always around the community for the last, umpteen years that I've known. He's been out there at community meetings and whatnot. He's a visible person that we see in the community that loves what's going on in our city, and he's trying to do something about it, make it a better city. So, Roy, if I was in District 2, I would be voting for you. But he's right next door to me. I'm in District 1, but I will be supporting Roy McAllister. He will be on the slate that I'm working with Deanna Wilcoxon on. He was the first candidate that I prominently endorsed to be on our slate. To run for city council. So we're going to have a slate of all community activists that knows what's going on, and I know Roy knows what's going on. He's been a person that I've seen, like I said, visible in our community, and not even election year. We only see sometimes people when elections come around. That's the only time we see them, and they're looking for a job. And I heard that there was a candidate that's looking for a job that's trying to get in the race with him.
Is that the one that murdered? What did he murder? He murdered a car. What kind of car was it?
Yeah.
A Jaguar. He killed the Mercedes Benz.
Somebody, I heard that the original police report that he was shooting at somebody at first. So it should have been attempted murder.
Oh.
And like I said, it says that the father, because his father was the orchestrator of what we call Public Act 436.
His father is a judge.
Representative at the time, or state senator at the time, when he came up with this proposal, HR 10 or something like that. They take over the city proposal, take over the schools proposal. His Virgil Smith Sr. is the one that did that. So we keep putting that out there. Anybody with Virgil Smith's name out there shouldn't even be elected dog catcher. So that's just my position. There's no reflection of the comments of the other Hood Research show, but it was my opinion that Roy McAllister, it would be a great city council person, and looking out for the people of this city.
Absolutely. And I'm glad
All right.
you brought up the
Y'all have
other
a great
point.
day and enjoy your birthday, Roy.
Thank you so much, Big Les. I appreciate your comments, and thank you so much.
And, you know, I'm glad he brought up the fact that he doesn't live in your district, but he supports you. And it brings me to the recommendation of those tuned in that even if you don't live in District 2, to vote for Roy McAllister for a Detroit City Council member, you can check your address book or your memory and find out how many people you know who actually do live in District 2. And you can assist by calling them and encouraging them to vote for Roy McAllister for a District 2 Detroit City Council.
Hello, caller.
Right.
You're on the air.
Thank you so much.
Would you share your name?
How you doing?
We're doing fine.
My name is Kenny.
Thanks for calling.
I'm looking at you guys on my computer.
Okay.
I was at the meeting with Roy. Roy know who I am. I want to say, first of all, I want to say happy birthday to him.
Thank you so much.
A lot of people call me Mustache.
Oh,
Roy,
okay.
you know who I am.
Mustache. Okay.
Okay. I work with Coleman Young.
Oh, okay.
Roy is a good brother.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he ran before I was for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for him now, and I'm not just saying this because Roy on the show.
Okay.
Roy is a strong man, and he fights for the people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not over in his district, but I've been calling people over in that area because my mother used to stay over there before she passed away.
Okay.
And I wish we can chop Roy up into so many pieces and put him in all the districts because that's what we need. That kind of candidate, that kind of council in our district that's fighting for the people.
Right.
You know, he was fighting for the people before he started running. And so just imagine once he get in there, what he'll do for the people. You know, he's for all people. He's for the ground root people. He don't say a certain color. If you in Detroit and in his district, he go fight for you. And we need them kind of candidates out there to get in city council because once that mayor get in that seat, that mayor gonna need some strong people in there to fight for the ground root people.
Yeah,
Not
check and
just
balance
to
is
go
what we
along-
need.
Go along just to get along. You know, so Roy, I'm gonna do everything I can do. You're a good brother. You know, we was blessed to have you running on that city council to stop a lot of this nonsense that's been going on. You know, so keep on doing what you're doing. You gonna get the seat. You gonna get the seat.
Thank you.
I claim it. I'm claiming it for you.
All
you
right.
Get it, Roy.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate.
Fight like they need to. So
Thank
thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
taking my call, Roy.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you, and I appreciate your support too. Thank you so much.
Before we go to the next caller, brother, I would like you to give those zip codes again so people could be familiar with them.
Yes, sir. The zip codes are 48203, 48221, 48227, 48235, and 48238.
Okay.
If you live in those districts, I'm your candidate.
Oh, the caller hung up. Oh, here you're back. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Okay.
You know, Ms. Brun, when we look at where we're at, and you know, when you watch a lot of documentaries back in the '60s, if you change the faces, you look at the times, and the same things are happening.
Right.
We are still struggling. I mean, we've taken some steps forward, but technically we stood still.
Yes.
And technically at certain points we're worse off now than we were then. Because and I say that because during that time everybody was unified.
Yeah.
But now everybody seems to it's me, myself, and I.
Since 1965, it
Yes,
would
ma'am.
seem. What do you attribute to that?
People being selfish. I think it's gotten to the point where people have gotten so much and they've forgotten about bringing back others, pulling up those bootstraps for others. You know, we look at our youth, and our youth are out there, and they really want some guidance, but there's no one out there to really bring them along and guide them. Because everybody are adults or are people that are instrumental in our communities, not all of them, but a lot of them have moved out the city of Detroit and kind of abandoned. They want to claim as, oh yeah, I used to live in Detroit, but then they don't want to come back and really do some things. We have a lot of clergy. They come in on Sundays and Wednesdays. They do their thing.
Pass the collection plate.
Pass the collection plate, and then they
Yes.
going back across 8 Mile, cross 5 Points, living in their fabulous homes.
But wait. What I don't understand is, and never been able to understand this, how church members are so proud to talk about the car the preacher drives, the clothes the preacher wears,
Yes, ma'am.
the home in which the preacher lives, and they living in a, what they call it, a shotgun house.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know, you see in the front door and out the back. I mean, how does that make you feel good that the preacher's living good, and in some cases misusing your tithings, but you're not getting any assistance from the church? I mean, I thought the church had some responsibilities, but apparently not. Oh, we got a caller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? You're on the air, caller. Okay. Okay. You know, I was going to say, you know, with what you're saying, particularly about how I guess we become fragmented.
Yes.
You know, I just look at, like, it used to be a communal atmosphere, particularly in our community.
Yes.
And as of the 60s, as Theo was saying, it's become more individualistic and
Yes.
it's more me. And I like the approach that you're taking, as Les said. You've got a track record, and I've always said this because I've been here with Theo for a long time, and we've had many people come through. I say only look at the track record of a person, like not somebody who's looking for a job right
sir.
now, but what have they done? What is their list of accomplishments, deeds, participation within the community? Because that's where you measure their worth, and you've done that yourself without having to have anyone push you along. And let's say you don't need a job. This is just a job that needs to be done.
Yes, sir. You know, the thing of it is that I go by an old term that we used to use in homicide, and that you might have had a good case, but that case is passed. So you have to keep working to make sure you maintain those standards for your next case and the next case and the next case and the next. And that's the same approach that I take as far as is helping folks. You know, yeah, I have helped people do things, but that's in the past. Now there's many other people in my future that I have to help. And I have to keep doing it. And it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Latino, Arabic, whatever. If you live in the city of Detroit, then I'm here to help you. And if you're here to work with the city of Detroit, I'm here to help you. You know, and you know, I want to say something also that, you know, when we was talking about images, you know, when we were coming up, somebody said, well, what do you want to be? You know, you said, well, I want to either be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or a policeman, or astronaut, an engineer, something like that. And I go to a lot of mentoring programs, and this is when you talk to the girls, the young ladies, you say, what do you want to be? They either want to be a hairstylist, a stripper, or a rapper, or a basketball player. And, you know, it's like, my God. And then you ask the brothers, what do you want to be? Well, I want to either be an athlete, a rapper, or, you know, I'm a slang dope. And it's like, you know, what happened to us? What has happened to us?
Well, I want to speak to that.
Yes, ma'am.
People learn from that they see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Exactly. That's
now,
the point I was making.
During the time that Bill Cosby had the Bill Cosby Show and Different Worlds, we had a professor on here who said that the college enrollment for young black males and females increased. Okay? Increased.
That's right.
So how do you just stop the increase? Hey, you get rid of the person who's producing positive images.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
The Cosby Show had, you know, the moral of the story is kind of a, you know, satire. And those two shows did a lot of good for our community because our young people were learning from that. Then one day on TV, Ronald Reagan came on and he said, my favorite show is Family Ties. I'm like, what the hell asked him to come on TV? He was actually on television saying this. I'm like, what? Family Ties had a show. It came on after Cosby. And the parents were flower children the daughters were airheads, and the son was a Republican. Okay, that's Ronald Reagan was a Republican. So, because of the fact that the Cosby Show was #1 in the United States for 8 years, #1, things were improving for our community. They couldn't have that. So they come on with this crazy show afterwards, and the show could not have been #1 in the United States with only black folk watching it.
That's right.
They say we only make up 14%, which I don't believe, but that's what they tell us. Now, you come on fast forward into, 2010, 2015, 2017. We have these rap songs that either have lewd language about sex or the violent language. And there's a couple of songs that are out that they play on the black stations. Now on the white ones, they kind of wash those and clean them up for the white kids to listen to. But these songs have subliminally in them.
Yes.
If Metro don't trust you, I shoot you. That's got nothing to do with what the rapper is saying, but it's there, and if you listen to the song, you kind of hear it and it kind of move on, and it comes in again. If Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. And this is brainwashing, force feeding to our young people negative images.
Yes, that is so true.
And Metro, by the way, is the name of a person. It is not a location. And so I'm working with a committee which includes Bob Law out of New York, clean up the airwaves of this kind of language, because our young children hear that.
Yes.
And the sex thing, I mean, pull your panties aside and let me make you feel good. Do you want a 10-year-old hearing that?
Yeah, but that's what we're facing.
Jesus, crazy stuff.
But
anyway.
And the other thing, I know we have to wrap up, but the other thing is, when you talk about taking away, when you look at the attack on our schools, our public schools, the attack on our churches, what churches that are up there doing things, that's an attack on the community. And once you take those values away, then where do the people go and what do the people do? So that's another portion as what we're having as far as this misrepresentation of a mentorship and wanting to achieve. So that's another ingredients to that.
Well, that's why I'm so happy that more and more of our people are coming out into the community to the various meetings that we're having. It shows that they are serious and becoming impassioned about making things better. Would you tell those who tuned in how they can contact you, get involved in the campaign, and spread the word?
Again, you can come down May 1st. We'll be opening our office at 11,000 McNichols at Myers. You can also go to McAllister, McCallister, district2.com if you want to go on. And we have a PayPal on there so you can make donations. Or my telephone number is area code 313-434-4806. That's 313-434-4806. And I welcome all to come on out and join us and take not only our district back, but take our city back.
It's got some jazz music to listen to while he's answering the phone. But what I want to say is it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. And we at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you to help us all make better informed decisions.
If you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you're finished. Make sure you're registered to vote.
And next is coming in
Marley B.
Yay!
Get in the know.
Stay tuned. Talk to you next week.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.